Recorded that bit, right?
Yes,
Right.
I can.
Okay. Got it. Right, hi everyone, how are you? This is a very kind of overcast, grey, miserable Sunday afternoon. We've just we found half hour just to come and say hello to everyone and to give you an update on what's happened in the last
3 months.
3 months, which has flown by, to be honest. We had this idea back on the 22nd of November, and we thought it'd be a great idea, and it is a great idea, and it continues to be a great idea. We've recorded, how many have we released?
8.
8 we've released.
Yeah, 8 episodes.
We've got a load more recorded, ready to release, and we've got a load more on the waiting list. And we continue to get emails and messages from people as well asking to come on the podcast, which is great. It's kind of gone better than we expected, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, it's blown my mind. I mean, the support that we've had from, businesses, not just local, but all the way across. I think we've even been contacted by somebody in Wales, which was crazy.
Considering you're Welsh, don't know how they got that.
But no, it's been an absolute whirlwind. But I've loved every minute of it.
Yeah, we've learnt a lot, haven't we?
Oh, so much.
Not only in the skills that we've had to learn to put a podcast together. That's a completely different story, and I won't bore you with how many hours we've spent trying to edit, cut, create, load onto various platforms and try different things up just to try and speed up our process. But the amount of people we've spoken to, not just those that we've interviewed and those that are going to be interviewed, but we've spoken to many shop owners and business owners, and the most consistent thing people say, well, I think it's 2 or 3 things really. Firstly is just how blinking tough it is out there at the moment, the way the economy is, and people are struggling for money, which people aren't buying stuff as much. People are trying to look after their money and what they spend on, which has a knock-on effect to the people running the businesses, and also how they advertised and everything else like that, isn't it? So I think that's potentially one of the reasons we're kind of getting a lot of people coming to us, because what we do obviously is for free. We don't charge people to come on to the podcast, but it's about having that outlet, isn't it? And because money's tight, it is really, really tough out there.
Yeah, that has been the main thing that almost every business has come forward and said, is it's the struggles of, the financial part, but also the struggles of getting the customers in.
Yeah.
Especially with the small high street shops and, just the smaller ones.
Those are the ones we're trying to support as well. With the smaller ones that are kind of independents that have been going 6 months, 2 years, 3 years, whatever it is, who may have done well for the first year, 18 months, but as the kind of financial crisis is hitting more, and sort of financial crisis, whether that's the right term or not, I don't know, but it's had that knock-on effect, isn't it? And sales are dramatically decreasing, I think, is the common theme now.
Yeah.
Also, another common theme is when we ask people at the end of the episode to give some tips and advice, a very common one is just go for it. Isn't it?
Which is...
Just go for it.
It's kind of crazy when you think about, what they're going through financially and what they're going through within their business, but they still wouldn't change it.
No.
They still wouldn't ever go back and not do it. They would still
have that struggle.
Yeah.
Bonkers, really, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
It's absolutely bonkers.
It is. But it just shows you, that the fight people have within them.
Yeah.
That they're not willing to give up.
Yeah, I think it comes from like the inner passion and drive and determination. If you're stuck in a naff job that you don't like, and you have this dream and this goal to do something completely different, which it may be, completely different. We've spoken to people that have had a massive career change to go and follow their dream and do the thing they want. And when we first speak to them and to find out what they're doing now, and when you find out what they did before, it's like, really? you did that?
Yeah.
You know, it's quite mind blowing sometimes, isn't it? What people actually done. But you know, the theme is just go for it, and that comes on a kind of multi-tiered level of you can just go for it and have that passion and get that, you know, drive. But there's also been go for it, but put a plan in place. Make sure you know what you're kind of getting into. What are your competitors doing? What's your demographic? How much is it going to cost initially to set it up? Who are you going to be marketing to? How are you going to market it? So there's a tick list of 20 plus things that you kind of got to, well, you haven't got to, but you got up a bit of an idea. Well, I'm just going, right, I'm going to go out and do this, sod the day job. I'm going to bing that off at the end of the month. And
but that would be me and you.
Yeah,
I would be the one that would just dive in and be like, no, I'm going to do it. I want to do it. And not think about everything. But then you would be the logical one thinking, you know, well...
That's a completely different podcast. That's a completely different podcast. The life and times behind the scenes at BLB.
Yeah. It's pretty much my everyday life, though. Just do it.
Just do it. So yeah, lots happened in the last 3 months, and we've come a long way. We continue to grow, and it doesn't happen without your support, your likes, shares, comments on social media, Facebook, Instagram, you know, YouTube, and what's the other one?
Spotify.
Oh, the other one. The kids
TikTok.
TikTok. The kids version. TikTok. So without your guys helping us to do that, and word of mouth as well, which has been key. We've had a lot of referrals from people saying, oh, we spoke to so-and-so and they said that we should come on a podcast, which is great. And we'd also like to thank our partners, Robin Blackwater. So Sam and his team at Robin Blackwater have offered us marketing support and structure and a strategy really into kind of doing this. And also Dan Nichols, who is our, what do we call him? We call him our podcast kind of guru consultant, don't we? He's brilliant, Dan. Dan, you can check out Dan, Spiritual Superman on YouTube. Very interesting guy, brilliant. And Sam and his team at Robin Blackwater have provided us with some structure and method and a bit more of a process into how we do what we do. To make it a bit more streamlined, and we don't want to be tip-top professional, because that's not what we want to do. We're going to keep it raw and real, really, because we're not going to fluff it up and put makeup on and hit the cameras wearing. You've got makeup on, haven't you? I haven't got makeup on. You know, we want to keep it raw and real. We're talking to everyday people, and we're not talking to superstars, megastars. We're talking to people that kind of on the ground trying to run a business and get their business going. So the guys at Robin Blackwater have helped us to do just that, really. And what they've done is they've kind of they approached us, Sam and Dan, and said, we'd like to help you, because they bought into what we were doing, trying to help other little businesses as well. They bought into that idea. And they are super passionate about helping small businesses and independents get through the struggle. So if you haven't checked out Sam and his team at Robin Blackwater, please do. And also check out Dan Nichols' Spiritual Superman on YouTube. Great guys to know, and we're really, really fortunate and appreciative to have them backing us, really. Aren't we?
Yeah. I mean...
Some of the things we've learned.
Yeah, we did struggle quite a bit. I mean, you know, the one of the first videos you've seen with our technical glitch.
Which, by the way, that 20-minute video, was it 20 minutes even? That it took me 3.5 hours to upload that. Three and a half hours
until we got the advice from Sam. You know, well, why don't you try it this way?
Yeah,
and it was kind of like,
wasn't it just simply like attaching a cable?
Yeah.
So these guys have helped us out. We have been approached by other people asking if we'd like some help, and they bought into what we were doing. And then wanted to charge us for it, which I thought was a bit unfair. Really, we're not a business. We don't have a marketing budget. We
don't have a budget. I mean, everything is done for free.
It is, yeah. I mean, so if anyone's thinking of contacting us and offering us help, and then expecting us to pay for it, just to be clear, we are not a company. We're not a business. We don't have a marketing budget, and we will not be paying you to help us. Hope that's clear. And those of you who have contacted us, you know who you are. I'm not going to mention any names, as much as I'd love to. So, what's coming up in the next 3 months?
We have got a lot coming up. I mean, we've got our next episode coming out on Wednesday.
Which is good. Oh, I love that little place we went to. I can't say where it is, but
it was
so cute.
It was beautiful.
It's brilliant, wasn't it?
It was. It was. But yeah,
and that was another shock as well. I think from touching back on what people do now to what they did before. The lady we met, and you'll see when this comes out on Wednesday. The lady we met was lovely, and she was very, very passionate about what she did. And then we found out what she did before, and you thought it was like, how did you do that? What?
Yeah, how could you go from that?
Yeah, which is kind of chaotic to what she does now is quite peaceful, isn't it? It's quite a serene lifestyle.
It is,
for want of a word. Is it serene? Surreal? Serene. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, we've got. Oh God. Well, I'd love to tell you who we've got coming up and the interviews we've got lined up, let alone the ones that are going to be released soon. But we do know that every week that passes, we enjoy it more and more. It's such a roller coaster, isn't it?
It's amazing. It's, like I said before, it's blown my mind how much support we've had.
Yeah.
And, you know, the backing of people, and even just little messages. I mean, we've received emails and, you know, Facebook messages and Instagram messages, and just to give us that little bit of encouragement, you know, keep going. What you're doing is fantastic.
Yeah, not necessarily people who want to come on the podcast, but those who appreciate what we're doing and trying to help other people. Because, you know, being on a camera and in front of a microphone isn't for everyone. But they do, it is appreciated, and words getting out there. You know, and I think we're going to grow. Well, I know we're going to grow with the support of the team at Wobbing Blackwater and Dan, and they're helping us out. It's going to be interesting, that's for sure. So I'm going to wrap it up there because I know I'm going to blurt out who we've got.
I know, and I just want to tell everybody what we're doing in the next couple of months. And
all we can say is thank you again. Please do keep liking, sharing, and telling everyone about what we're doing. And your continued support is not only benefiting us, but it's also benefiting the small businesses that we're trying to help promote, and those that haven't been on the show yet, and those other little businesses out and about there who are picking up the tips, insights, and all the advice that we're putting out on the podcast.
Yeah.
So, can we go and get a cup of coffee now?
Yes.
Can I have a biscuit?
No. You can have two.
You've been a good boy. Well done. So, anyway, thanks again, everyone. We'll see you right soon.
Thank you.